Hi, everyone. I'm Colleen, and I'm happy to be here with you on this Wednesday. Hope everyone is doing excellent on this happy hump day. Almost done, almost to the weekend. So hang in there. We're almost there. So today we're bringing you this live stream. It is week 2 of a 3-week series. Okay, so we're right in the middle of a 3-part series on objective statements. Okay, so if you didn't tune in last week, or if you weren't able to see or to view the recorded live stream, um, allow me to catch you up real quick. So again, we're doing this 3-part series on objective statements. Okay, so objective statements are usually one of the first things that potential employers read about you on your resume, right? Usually right below your name and contact information and that kind of stuff. Okay, it's usually your introduction. And this 3-part series focuses on different roles within the dental industry. So last week we talked about objective statements for dental hygienist resumes. And this week we're talking about dental assistant objective statements for your resume. Next week, we're going to be talking about dental receptionists. Okay. All right. So that's your quick catch up. So before we dive too deeply into objective statements for dental assistants, just want to remind everyone that these live streams, this 3-part series, and every live stream that we bring you each week is brought to you by Princess Dental Staffing, the awesome people over at Princess Dental Staffing. So Princess Dental Staffing is an online dental job board, and their website is princessdentalstaffing.com. So if you hop on there today, you can see what positions they have available for dental receptionists, dental assistants, dental hygienists, and dentists in a variety of different areas. We've got full-time, part-time, permanent, and temporary roles. Okay. Also, if you visit princessdentalstaffing.com, you can also create your profile and get your information in front of hiring managers and decision makers. And hopefully, if you're a dental assistant, you will be starting that online profile or your resume, if you want to upload your resume, with a really strong objective statement using the tips and examples that we're going to bring you today. Okay. Also on princessdentalstaffing.com, you can take a look at their blog, which covers a lot of the same topics that we cover in these live streams. Speaking of these live streams, we are bringing you these live streams each week on Wednesday. Okay, so if you like the content we'll bring you, be sure to drop us a like. If you have any questions, thoughts, insights, or anything to contribute to the conversation, comment below. And of course, if we couldn't get to your comment when the stream is live, we will definitely get to it as soon as possible. Okay? And if you don't want to miss out on these future streams, be sure to follow our page or subscribe to our channel. All right? Okay, so let's talk about objective statements. So I kind of went over this pretty in depth last week, but let's just do a quick recap in case you weren't here. So an objective statement, like I said, is basically your introduction on your resume. Okay, now objective statements used to be really important on your resume because, back in the day when you had to apply for positions either via snail mail or dropping off a hard copy of your resume, objective statement was really important to help the potential employer to organize the resumes and applications that they were receiving. So usually you would see an objective statement that said something like, objective colon, to obtain a full-time position as a dental assistant with ABC practice or ABC office, whatever. Okay. And that's usually all an objective statement was, your job title and with whom you were applying. Okay. And that's what you would update on your resume. And that would allow potential employers to be able to file your resume away or your application away in the appropriate area and kind of help track it a little bit better. But it's 2022 and the overwhelming majority of application processes are now done online. Okay. You apply via a website or an applicant tracking system. Maybe you email your resume. But it's usually done electronically. So the function of objective statements have kind of changed, right? You don't really need to say that you're applying for a dental assistant role with, such and such company anymore. I mean, you can, of course, but you don't necessarily have to because it's not about organizing and filing your resume in the correct area anymore. So you don't really need to necessarily just say, position and company. In fact, this is a really great opportunity now because because we don't have to abide by those strict standards anymore, this is a great opportunity now to take your objective statement and allow your objective statement to really let your skills and your experience and your knowledge and your education and all the great things that make you a preferred candidate really, really stand out. So, what you want to do with your objective statement is you really want to generate that interest in continuing to read the rest of your resume and all the great career highlights that you're bringing to the table. Okay. So that's kind of the function of an objective statement now. It's a really great opportunity to, like I said, really capture the potential employer's attention and, encourage them to continue reading throughout the rest of your resume and, learning all about why you are an excellent candidate and would be an excellent fit for their practice or their office. Okay. But and not only that, but like I said, back in the day, objective statements, it was one sentence. That was it. That was all you were allowed. It was one sentence. If it was more than that, then it was an objective statement, and you just weren't abiding by the rules or anything like that. But again, objective statements, their function has changed. Okay, so that means you don't have to be necessarily restricted to just one sentence. You can have two sentences, maybe even three sentences if you really wanted to, but you still want to be brief. The point of an objective statement is to be a nice little elevator pitch, okay, so that the potential employer can hurry up and get to the good stuff, right? Okay, so you still want to be brief. You don't necessarily have to do one sentence, and you don't necessarily have to say, I'm looking for a dental assistant role full time with, your fill in the blank company here. Okay, you're not limited to just that. So, what can you write in an objective statement then? So, if you're not just limited to these strict restrictions, then what can you include? Well, you can include things, you can talk a little bit about your professional experience, your skill set, your achievements, your education, your certifications, your background, why you want to work with that office, those sorts of things. Those are all really great areas to focus on. And I'm not saying, kind of shove all of that into one objective statement. Again, you want to be a little bit brief. So pick out a few things about you that you think are, really make you an excellent candidate, an excellent choice to interview. Okay. So for example, just kind of some examples of some things that you can include. As a dental assistant, you can talk about your familiarity with basic operations and patient services. And that background, that familiarity would help you facilitate those operations if chosen to work with that dental office. Okay, you can also talk about your credentials, relevant experience. Stressing qualities such as good customer service, great customer service, organizational skills, problem solving skills, right? And all the things you really need to be an excellent dental assistant. So those are just some of the things that you can include. Okay. All right. So now, before we get into the examples of the objective statements, I want to talk a little bit about the different types of dental assistants, right? Because there are different types of dental assistants with different focuses and different functions and how they fit, different ways that they fit within a dental practice, okay? And don't worry, we're going to be giving you examples on all these different types of dental assistants, but let's kind of talk about the different types of dental assistants and, what their functions are. Okay. So first of all, unregistered dental assistant or an entry-level dental assistant. Okay. So for an entry-level dental assistant or an unregistered dental assistant, you have a variety of responsibilities. Okay. You will largely be responsible for clerical and administrative tasks like arranging appointments, filing medical records, writing out billing invoices and insurance reimbursements forms, and ensuring that the office inventory is sufficient, that you've got everything you need, and that everyone has everything that they need in order for the operations to continue to function. Okay. You also have clinical responsibilities, such as assisting the dentist with basic tasks and chores. You sanitize instruments, set up exam rooms, give suction during tooth cleaning and other operations. You assist patients with comfort, run simple lab tests, and process x-rays. Okay, so that's what an unregistered dental assistant does, essentially. Okay, and you're going to want your objective statement to reflect that. Okay. Next up, we have dental radiologic technologists. I always trip over the word radiologic. I don't know why. Um, it's always a tough one for me to say. But basically, a dental assistant with an X-ray license is basically what you are, right? So basically, as a DRT, okay, I don't know if that's an acronym. I don't know that I've ever heard it before. I'll go with dental radiologic technologist, even though it's hard for me to say. So basically, as a dental radiologic technologist, you avoid X-ray exposure by wrapping the patient with a lead apron. You have the patient bite down on plastic to immobilize the jaw. Capture film or digital photos of the patient's teeth and soft tissue. Um, uh, so you want to detect cavities, dental decay, as well as wisdom teeth and impacted teeth, abscesses, and other mouth disorders. That's what you're trying to capture with these X-rays. And additionally, you also devise strategies for filling large cavities, performing root canal surgery, implant placement, and tooth extraction. Okay, so that's the dental radiologic technologist's kind of focus and function. Okay. Next, we have certified dental assistant, CDA. That one does have an abbreviation. CDAs are educated and certified individuals who assist dentists in the treatment of patients. Okay, as compared to registered dental assistants, which we'll be talking about next, CDAs often have fewer formal schooling requirements. They assist patients and dental clinical staff with administrative and clinical tasks such as inputting medical records, scheduling appointments, leading patients to examination chairs, asking questions about a patient's dental health history, and reviewing the process of dental procedures with the patient prior to treatment. Okay. And then next, last and definitely not least, we've got your RDAs, right? Your registered dental assistants. Okay. And they are required to have a higher level of education than certified dental assistants, right? They're trained to assist the dentist or dental procedures by handing them instruments, taking x-rays, dispensing topical anesthetic, and other non-invasive clinical responsibilities. Okay. So those are kind of the different, types of dental assistants and what their functions are and how they kind of differ from one another. Okay. Alrighty. So let's talk about first. Let's go down the line again. Unregistered dental assistant. Okay. So here's an example of an objective statement. If you are a dental assistant, you're looking for like an entry level role. Okay. I'm looking for an entry level dental assistant position with a reputable company. I have years of experience working with dental experts as well as in various healthcare programs, and I'm looking for a job that would allow me to further my career in this industry. Okay. So, like I was saying before, that one's actually two sentences. I know you can't see the grammar and the spelling, but that's actually, take my word for it, it's two sentences. And again, you don't have to be restricted to just one statement with your objective statement anymore. Okay. And this particular objective statement, the dental assistant makes clear the type of, the type of company that they're looking for, someone who is reputable, right? Someone who has a good reputation. They also said that they have several years of experience working with dental experts, okay, and working in various healthcare programs. So they're talking a little bit about their experience and their background and why they'd be a great selection to move on to the interview portion of the application process. Okay, and also talking about the fact that they're looking for a job that would allow them to further their career in this industry, right? So they're indicating to the potential employer that they plan to stick around for a little bit, right? Because they're trying to hone their skills and they're trying to become better and more involved and more knowledgeable in their craft and in their industry in order to be able to offer more to the potential employer. So that's a really great investment for a potential employer, right? Someone who wants to grow and continue to grow and be able to contribute even more to that dental practice. That's a great investment. Okay. All right, moving on. Dental radiologic technologist. Okay. All right, here we go. Here's our example. You ready? Here it is, coming at you. Individual with a strong focus on results who is eager to provide experience in dental treatment room operations, radiography technique and processes, and x-ray functionality. Okay, so that one's one sentence, but again, we didn't necessarily say the actual job title, and you don't necessarily have to. Okay, we know that you're interested in this position, and because it's done online, your resume is filed away appropriately. We can trust the computer to do that, right? So you don't necessarily have to say the job title. This person, okay, this job seeker has focused more on some key skills, okay? Specifically, dental treatment room operations, radiography technique and processes, and x-ray functionality. It is very, very clear. Even though they didn't actually say the job title, is very, very clear what type of dental assistant this job seeker is and what they're hoping to bring, what skills they're hoping to bring to this dental practice, right? So very effective that way as well. Next, we have a CDA, Certified Dental Assistant, all right? And here is our example. Customer service oriented professional with dental assistant certification seeking to utilize excellent customer relation and administrative skills along with dental assistant training to contribute as a dental assistant. Okay, so this one, they're obviously very focused on their customer service. Okay, and some of these you can kind of tell, you can also tell a little bit about the job seeker's personality as well if you pay attention. So this one, this job seeker mentioned customer service and customer relations multiple times. So that's where they feel that they probably feel that they're strongest, right? That's probably their strong suit, is really working with patients and giving them that patient service and that patient care, right? The customer service. Okay. They also mentioned a few other key items in here: administrative skills, dental assistant training, dental assistant certification, right? So we've got some credentials there and we've got some other skills as well. So there was a lot that was said in just this one sentence. Okay. So again, another really, really effective objective statement. Okay. All right. And last but not least, registered dental assistant, RDA. Let's do the example. Professional dental assistant seeking a career as a dental assistant with experience in medical procedures. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Professional registered dental assistant, sorry about that, seeking a career as a dental assistant with experience in medical procedures such as sterilizing tools and preparing medical trays for dental checkups, keeping and updating patients' clinical records, and performing infection control. So again, this job seeker focused a lot more on the technical skills, right? A lot more on the credentials. They're an RDA, and they are bringing key experience in medical procedures such as sterilizing tools, preparing medical trays, keeping and updating patients' records, performing infection control, and those sorts of things. So a little bit more like hard skill oriented, technical skill oriented, which is just fine. Okay. Those are all still really, really great skills to make sure that you convey to the potential employer. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, so those are our examples of dental assistant objective statements. And we also talked a little bit about, some of the things that you can include and some of the things that you can focus on. And we really did see in some of these examples how your personality can kind of come forward and kind of shine through in an objective statement as well. Just 1 to 2 sentences, maybe even 3 shorter sentences if you want, but objective statement is really, really brief, but if you focus, you can make it really, really impactful and leave a lasting impression on that potential employer. Okay. So do not sleep on this objective statement. You definitely want to make sure that you put some effort and some thought into it. So hopefully we've given you some really great examples that kind of show you range and what you can include and why these things are so important to include on your resume. Okay. And we will be continuing this theme next week when we talk about dental receptionist resume objective statements. Okay. All right. But until then, I hope everyone has a great week, has a great weekend. I hope you continue to stay safe out there, and I will see you soon. Thanks for tuning in today, everyone. Talk soon. Bye.